Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 6 episode 11, I believe. I'm doing the review as I go along with watching the episode, so I just wanted to let you guys know that in advance. But yeah, we pick up where we left off from last week with Karlie Redd storming out of her and Jocelyn's meetup, and Jocelyn telling her that she looked a mess. So, you know, Dime, she goes after Karlie, you know, chasing after her or whatever, trying to calm her down. And, you know, she's like, you know how Jocelyn talking, this, that, and the third. And Karlie not really trying to hear her at first. And, you know, Melissa, she comes after Karlie as well, trying to get her to calm down. And, you know, Dime is telling her, just come back and talk. Y'all start over, start fresh. And, you know, Karlie, she comes back and sits down. She doesn't understand why Jocelyn is the only person that can really get her like this, you know. And Jocelyn, she starts over by saying, you know, Karlie, you look nice or whatever, and I'm sorry for everything, but it's really not that deep. All I said was that you was messy and that, you know, you started going off. And it's like, I mean, Jocelyn, you said a little bit more than her just being messy. You called her the mouth of the South both ways, and then you kind of like try to insinuate that she might have slept with Stevie J. You know what I'm saying? So you said a little bit more than her just being messy or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like this is kind of what I was talking about with Jocelyn last week. She expects these girls to move mountains for her, to, you know, be on better terms with them, but then she still sit up here and be like shading them. Now, why couldn't you just come into this conversation from the jump street to say, you know, you know, Karlie, you look nice, and, you know, I'm sorry for everything, but sometimes I do feel like you messy or whatever. You know what? You know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, Karlie, she says the reason that she went off is because she feels like that she just be trying to come from a good place or whatever. And, you know, Jocelyn understands that, but, you know, she's just pretty much like, if you hear anything about Stevie in the streets, don't tell me, because, like, I really don't give a fuck or whatever. So, you know, and she also says that, you know, when she tried to blackmail Karlie last season, that it was nothing in the envelope. Like, as if we didn't already know that shit. Like, either we knew it was something that we already knew about Karlie Redd, or we knew there was nothing in the envelope at all. So it's like, girl, you're not telling us nothing new. So anyways, they hug it out, whatever. So then we get Stevie J and Kirk meeting up, you know. They're pretty much catching up. Kirk tells him that, you know, him and Rashida are still living in separate homes. And, you know, Stevie is like, why wasn't you at, you know, Scrappy's little party the other night or whatever? And, you know, Kirk is like, I mean, I knew Rashida was going to be there, and I just had a bad feeling, so, you know, I ain't come. And, you know, Stevie was like, well, I'm going to tell you, Rashida's mama, her and Mama D, they both got up on that mic, and, you know, all hell broke loose. And, you know, he was telling Kirk how pretty much she served himself, Jock, and Scrappy a paternity test on a silver platter for, you know, Kirk to take or whatever. And, you know, Kirk was like, see, I knew it was some bullshit. And, you know, he's, I mean, Stevie is asking him, well, you know, is the baby yours or whatever? And Kirk, he's still claiming the baby is not his. You know, Stevie is pretty much like everybody else trying to get Kirk to take the test. And Kirk's up here talking about, pretty much saying that everybody needs to mind their own business and worry about their own shit or whatever. Like, everybody seems like they know what's best for me. Well, clearly, motherfucker, you don't know what's best for you right now, because if you did, you would have been taking this test. See, this is why people can't really get all the way 100% invested into this bullshit. And then especially, you know, when we seeing on the blogs, you holding the baby and shit like that, so you know something we don't know or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is why people kind of like, when it comes to this storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because who gonna sit up here and wait this long to take a motherfucking test? But anyways, so, you know, Stevie is pretty much trying to get him to understand, you know, not to make the same mistake that he did, because he kind of prolonged taking the test when it came to Jocelyn or whatever. But when he held Bonnie Bella, you know, he fell in love, and, you know, he kind of regretted taking as long as he did to take the test. And he don't, you know, he don't want Kirk to make the same mistake. Now, it's a damn shame, like, once again, when Scrappy and Stevie J, Sleezo, king of the sleazes, gotta tell a married man what the fuck to do in his marriage, and ain't neither one of them bastards married. Child, anyway, so we get the girls. Well, we get Rashida, Tammy, and Mimi. They all meet up or whatever. Rashida and Tammy is telling, you know, Mimi about Stevie J's new artist, Estelita. Yeah, that's her name, Estelita or whatever. And, you know, Mimi, she's suspicious already. She's like, you know, oh, she's young, she's hot, she's vibrant, and she's Latina or whatever. She was like, yeah. You know, like, she's, you know, suspicious about it. And, you know, Estelita, she walks in and everything. And, you know, Mimi, she's like, the last time Stevie J had an artist or whatever was Jocelyn, and she's baby mama number 5, and this, that, and the third. And, you know, Estelita, she's letting us know how she wants to be like a salsa artist or whatever, this, that, and the third. I said, oh, okay, finally somebody not trying to do rap. So anyways, you know, she's like, well, she's under the impression that she's Stevie J's only artist or whatever. And they like, you sure about that and everything? And, you know, Estelita, she was like that she came to Atlanta by herself and that she was staying with Stevie J in the beginning. And I guess Jocelyn would come over the house or whatever, but they never crossed paths. Mimi is confused because, you know, Stevie swore up and down that, you know, him and Jocelyn was on bad terms or whatever. And she know one thing, he better not have that bitch around her daughter. I couldn't even say that shit with a straight face, because y'all know how Mimi do. But yeah, y'all already know how she feel about Jocelyn being around Lil Eva or whatever. So, you know, Mimi pretty much gives the girl her number or whatever if she wants to talk, or, you know, if she feels uncomfortable when it comes to Jocelyn or whatever. So Tammy, she brings up the Jamaica trip, and, you know, she's like, I did invite Melissa or whatever. And Mimi is like, I mean, that's not a problem, I'm still gonna go regardless or whatever, you know. But my problem is, you know, her hanging with Jocelyn. Like, she tried to put it off like as if it was just a business, you know, relationship, and come to find out they BFFs or whatever, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, Mimi, you need to get over that shit. You need to get over that shit for real. So anyways, you know, Mimi sitting up here talking about something. You could tell a lot about a person from the company they keep or whatever. I'm like, Mimi, please don't sit up here and act like as if you just perfect or whatever, and you ain't been caught in those scandals and everything. Cause, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, pretty much, yeah, they all gonna go to Jamaica, whatever. So, yeah. So we get back up with Dime, you know, she's meeting with her boo or whatever. And, you know, after getting Carly Red and Jocelyn together, she has her own relationship to worry about. You know, she kind of kept a low profile with him because she didn't want to bring him around all the drama. And, you know, he's he's in the league or whatever, but he's like a free agent right now. And, you know, they've known each other for 10 years, and they tried to date a couple of times before, but it wasn't, you know, right. It wasn't the right time or whatever. You know, Dime is telling him about like the girls' trip or whatever, but she's not sure about going because she doesn't want things to go left because of, you know, the situation with her and Tammy. He's like, you know, y'all two shouldn't even have got into it or whatever. He's like, you know, Walker is like family to me, so, you know, that's family. He was like, you got to make that shit right or whatever. And, you know, Dime pretty much agrees or whatever. She's like, you know, like, I mean, if I can make up with Jocelyn, there should be no reason why I can't make up with Tammy. And I'm just like, yeah, because that shit between you and Tammy was real trivial. It was no need for you to, you know, be that upset about a comment that she made about color hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was like just real trivial, you know. But anyways, but speaking of hair, I told y'all before, I like that dark hair on Dime. She need to get that more often. I really like that on her. It just really just brings her out. I love that hair on her. Anyways, moving on. We're at Mimi's house or whatever. Lil Eva, she's, you know, learning some Spanish or whatever. I was like, okay, go ahead, little Eva, do your thing, girl. That shit can come in handy in the future or whatever, as long as you keep it with you. I took Spanish, 1, 2, and 3, and I barely remember anything. But yeah, so Stevie comes over, and to pretty much tell her about, her new baby sister or whatever. And, Mimi tells him that, oh, I met your new artist, by the way, the other day. And he's like, really? Where you meet her at or whatever? And she tells him, I met her, with the girls or whatever. And, Stevie kind of not really too keen about, Estelita being around the gossip girls of Atlanta or whatever, and, Mimi proceeds to tell him, yeah, and I heard that you're, playing house with your baby mama again, or whatever. And he's like, man, I ain't playing house with Jocelyn no more. She, comes over to the house, she kick it for a little bit, bring the baby over, whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, Stevie J. Like, once again, who are you or her fooling at this point? Like, we already know, okay? So anyways, they call Eva over to tell her the news or whatever. And, he pretty much tells her that, you're going to have, you have a new little baby sister or whatever. And, she's cool with it or whatever. Eva is so cute, y'all. She is so cute. But anyways, okay, I'm sorry. She's cool with having, a little sister or whatever, but she always wants to be his baby and his princess or whatever. And he was like, oh, you already know, that's a given or whatever. And, he was like, so what you going to teach her or whatever? And she was like, how to get this bread. I said, oh, Lord, they done corrupted the child. No. Like, she is her daughter's child. I mean, she is her father's daughter, okay? I was like, oh, Lord, they done corrupted the baby already. So now we get up with Tammy, Rashida, Carly, Melissa, and Estelita. Estelita, she's, being like a model for Tammy for her, for the new pieces for her bathing suit line or whatever. And, Tammy had mentioned this earlier on in the episode, and how, I think she wanted the girls to take some of the pieces down to Jamaica or whatever. And, they want to know what the hell Melissa done did to Mimi. Melissa is like, I mean, it ain't my fault, it's Arian's fault. Mimi was coming at me about, being friends with Jocelyn or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, I just kind of blurted out that, I fucked around with Arian back in the day or whatever, this, that, and the third. And she was like, I probably do owe Mimi an apology for, saying it like that or putting it out there like that, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, Melissa, like, ain't a bigger person. Okay, I feel you. So, her and Carly, they get formally introduced to, Estelita. And, they tell her that, tell her, Melissa, that, she's Stevie J's new artist. And Carly, she's like, interesting. And, Carly is like, I just got back cool with Jocelyn and everything, but these chicks got me hanging around Stevie's new artist. And, everybody knows how Jocelyn feels about that, this, that, and the third. Estelita, she's telling them that she moved, from LA to Atlanta. Excuse me. And Carly, she just keeps on saying, interesting or whatever. And they like, why you keep on doing it? Like, why are you being rude and mean for no reason? You know what I'm saying? And Carly, she says, now, Jocelyn done told me not to tell her shit about Steve and Jordan, so I'm not, or whatever. And I said, good, Carly, I hope you stick to what the fuck you're saying before you get some more flowers thrown in your face. I'm just saying, So, anyways, Carly tells them that she's reconciled with Jocelyn, and they like, say what? Have you told Mimi about this shit? And she's like, no, but I am gonna tell her. I know she's not gonna be too keen on this or whatever. And also, I'm having a grand opening, and I'm inviting Jocelyn, and they like, ugh. And here go this bitch Estelita with the messy shit, She's like, oh, Rashida, by the way, speaking of Jocelyn, I saw her on The Real earlier, and, you know, she was saying shit about your personal life. And she just so happens to have the video on file. So she shows Rashida and the girls the video or whatever. Rashida feeling some type of way. Now she don't want to come to Carly's grand opening. And my thing is, I mean, I remember seeing that clip or whatever of Jocelyn talking about Rashida and Kirk's situation. And I mean, the shit, all of this shit was on the fucking blogs already. It's not like as if, you know, this was some new shit that she was saying at the time that, you know, The Real was recorded. The shit was already put the fuck out there. So, I mean, like, girl, like, whatever. So, Jock is in the salon or whatever, getting his hair did, getting that fresh press and curl. Yes. And he pretty much wants to clean shit up with Tommy. You know, she comes in, she apologizes about, you know, what happened at his event, you know, and she was like, I mean, I tried to keep my composure, but, you know, the bitch was trying it and everything, which Carly was, you know what I mean? And, you know, she was like, you know, but, you didn't tell me what you still had going on with Carly and this, that, and the third. And, you know, she's like, why, you know, why would you invite her knowing that I was going to be there, this, that, and the third? And he was like, I didn't invite her. And she was like, well, how'd she get there then? He was like, I mean, I don't know, the bitch rode the bus. Like, how am I supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they start laughing or whatever. And she was like, you know, it was wrong to use you and everything. But, I mean, Carly had it coming after that shit that she pulled with Scrap or whatever. And, you know, Jock tells her that, you know, he agreed to go to Carly's grand opening or whatever. You know, Tommy is like, why are you backstepping or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, you know, Tommy claims that she, you know, was close to giving him some or whatever. And I was just like, anybody giving anything to Jock, I just have to kind of look at them like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I swear to y'all, like, every time I see Tommy now, I be thinking about the shit that KK said. Like, I really do. And, you know, y'all, because y'all remember, I told y'all last week about KK going in on Tommy or whatever. You know, after Tommy, you know, came for her first or whatever. And, you know, I thought I was the only one who sat up there and wasted my time watching that shit. But come to find out, you know, some of the other YouTubers said that they watched the damn whole hour video too of KK going in. I was like, oh my god, I'm not by myself in this. Like, because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the shit that she was saying just had you glued to the screen. But anyways, moving on. So we get Stevie and Estelita. You know, she's doing like this photo shoot or whatever. She tells about meeting with the girls and everything, and how they're all cool except for this one dusty water roach named Carly. And he's like, oh yeah, Carly's no good. And she tells him about the conversation or whatever, you know, about her grand opening and everything, and how, you know, Carly was acting funny and how she just kept on saying interesting every time, you know, she talked or whatever. And, you know, she was like, Melissa invited her to the grand opening. And, you know, Stevie, he tells her to be careful in Atlanta because there's a lot of fraudulent motherfuckers here or whatever. You know, she brings up Mimi and says how Mimi says that, you know, she's not the only Latin artist, it's Jocelyn as well. And, you know, he's like, I mean, yeah, she's signed to the label, but, you know, I ain't working with her, you know, I ain't working with her or whatever. Like, my full undivided attention is on you. And she's like, you know, she just don't want no drama, and, you know, he all about this Brett or whatever. So now we have Kirk and Rashida meeting up. You know, she's not happy to see him. And, you know, she's sitting here talking about how Jocelyn talking about them on The Real, and, you know, how she can't even go to work without motherfuckers asking, is she okay, or do they want them to beat Kirk up? And he's like, I mean, it's social media, you shouldn't let, you know, this stuff bother you or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's easy for you to say, milk dud head. You the one who fucked up, not her, you know what I'm saying? And, he's saying, you know, they not going to get anywhere caring about what people think. I said, yeah, and you damn sure ain't going to get nowhere not taking that damn paternity test either. So anyways, you know, he's saying that, you know what I mean, it just seemed like we was only married on paper or whatever, like we wasn't in the real marriage, you know, the same bullshit he been saying all season. And she was like, you know, and he was like, you know, I asked you something for something simple as a massage and you say no. And she like, I mean, you know, he felt like, you know, she wasn't fucking with him like that. And she was like, okay, and you won't fucking with me like that, you know what I'm saying? But I won't fucking around on you and doing all this extra shit, you know, making a big controversy that we have now. And, you know, Rashida's like, look, are you getting the paternity test or not? And he claims like, no, I'm not getting no damn paternity test. You know, I heard she do this shit for a living. So she gets up or whatever and says, well, when you get that, you know, you let me know or whatever. But it's just like, I don't believe Rashida is going, whether this shit true or not, I don't believe Rashida is going to leave Kirk at all. So, anyways, moving on, we get Jocelyn and Stevie, you know, she comes back from LA after shooting for The Real, and, you know, he's like, you know, he's asking her, why you go so hard on Kirk and Rashida? And Jocelyn's like, I mean, I didn't make the shit up. You know, she was like, I had to do my research or whatever. You know, I'm saying pretty much what I just said earlier. She's saying what the fuck the rest of us is saying. Like, you know, like this shit been out there. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, Jocelyn, she's, you know, like, have you apologized to your daughter or whatever, you know, for neglecting her mother, this, that, and the third, blase, blase. And he says something, and the next thing you know, he talks about being in business with her again. Jocelyn is having the laugh of her life, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. You know what I'm saying? He claims that him and Jocelyn made great music together. I'm like, when? He said they make great music together and they good, yeah, and good with business. Yeah, y'all might be good with business stuff, but the music, child, please. Okay, but anyways, we might need to use that little bit of Spanish that Eva learning or whatever to help us translate what the hell Jocelyn be saying in her damn music, okay? So anyways, you know, she's like, hell no, you know what I'm saying? And he wants her to move in, and you know, she's still like no or whatever, and he's like, you know, I see that look you got in your eyes, it's going to happen or whatever. And you know, he's touching on her and stuff like that, and she was like, nothing works out for us business or personal. And you know, she's like, you know, I'm moving with the baby to Miami or whatever. And he's like, hell nah, you know, my child not going nowhere, this, that, and the third, blase, blase. And then she gonna sit here and talk about some, she want $20,000 a month for child support. What baby needs that much? Jocelyn, girl. Now, you fucking tried it. You really fucking tried it with that shit. So anyways, moving on from that, the last thing is Carly Red's event. You know, Melissa and Estelita, you know, they show up or whatever, and Estelita is throwing hella shade at Carly Red, talking about it looks like a flea market that she used to shop at in LA. And you know, she's like, you know, I'm here, I'm definitely here to support or whatever. I would want everybody to support me too, especially if I'm almost 50 years old and all this other shit. I was just like, ooh, she coming with the shade. She don't like that Carly. But anyways, you know, damn, she comes with her man or whatever, and Melissa and all them, they're shocked. They like, what? You know, because this is her first time, you know, bringing him out around everybody. Then Carly shows up with C's, you guys know, from Black Ink crew. And she's sitting up here saying, you know, C's is my man now, whatever. And Jock's standing there looking like, oh, for real, you know what I'm saying? So that pretty much was the episode. We're gonna pick back up on that scene next week. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace out.